hipster booth would be such a success, even at this time of the night. I wish I could do that too. Welcome everyone. It's our 4th day of the week-long event that we've all been planning towards. So on behalf of the XSJSS Sydney Committee, welcome to Doltone House and to our dinner dance event. Just some information for orientation. I think you all know the numbers of the tables that you're supposed to be sitting at. The ladies' cloakrooms are just down to my left, and both men's and ladies' bathrooms are through both ends, okay, so left and right. There's also a hipster booth. I think most people have found it, especially the younger generation, and that was sponsored by the class of 78. Thank you, ladies. We do have free Wi-Fi here as well. The password, and I'm sure you're all waiting to hear this, September 18, September with a capital S, lowercase for the rest. Okay, on your tables, you'll find an envelope with sweepstakes tickets in them. They're $5 each. They also have a list of prizes that will be drawn tonight as well. Now, if you don't sell all the tickets up at your table, please pass them over to the next table. And the ladies in our committee will be picking them up at about 9 o'clock, quarter to 9 or so. We also have door prizes for everyone. Yesterday at the Harbour Cruise, I was telling everyone, one of the things our committee loves is giving away things for free. Okay, so there's a lot of great door prizes, and because you're here tonight, your names have all gone into a hat or a box. I don't think a hat was big enough, and that will be drawn throughout the evening. Parking as well, you need to actually get parking validation so that it actually saves you a bit of money, especially here in Sydney. Now, one of the other things too that we'd like to do before we say the grace is actually remember all of the alumni and our families and friends who have passed on. Okay, so can I just ask for a minute's silence? Thank you. And what we did prepare to remember our sisters by was a little memoriam table, which is to my right, where we've got a white orchid in a lovely glass vase and surrounded by candles. We're going to ask Sister Anna Raraser to come up and say the prayer for meal. I know you've got your entrees in front of you. So if Sister could come up, please. Sister Anna. And actually, I did forget to introduce myself at the beginning. My name is Emily Croy, and I'm your MC for the evening.
Let us bless ourselves in the name of the Father, and of the Son,
and of the Holy Spirit. God, our loving and gracious Father, we thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for all the chit-chats, the music, the food, all kinds of drink, companionship, and all the organizers who have worked so hard to bring this night tonight. We thank you for life, for the many gifts that we have received since we have arrived to celebrate this reunion. We thank you for all the beautiful women who are here tonight and their men. We thank you, Lord, for life. We pray for all the past students all over the world, especially those who are not happy and broken. We thank you, Lord, for joy, for the gifts of the earth and the ocean that we are about to enjoy. We ask you, Lord, to bless each one of us and all people all over the world, and help us to be always grateful for your gifts. We ask all these through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. The program tonight, and you can start your entree, sorry. The program tonight will have a few formalities, but that'll be around 8:45, so just a couple of speakers and acknowledgements, and then we'll all be able to hit the dance floor. So enjoy your meal. Okay, and the other thing too I forgot to remind you about earlier was with the sweepstakes tickets, if you want to pay by credit card, Carol will come over to your table. So could we actually call upon Sister Francis, please? Sister Francis?
Well, this is a rather different sight than what used to greet me when I stood up there on the veranda in Waimanu Road with all the girls assembled for assembly. It is lovely to see you all here and enjoying yourselves. Normally it would have actually been Sister Alison McAllister, our provincial leader, that would have stood here and spoken on behalf of the sisters, but unfortunately for health reasons she's not allowed to travel at the moment. She is awaiting some heart surgery and very sorry that she is missing out on this because she was already booked and we had to change that. So I'm now going to read for you the message that she sent to be read here at this function. Dear members of the alumni of St. Joseph's Secondary School, gathered together in Sydney for this very special occasion. I am so very sad that I cannot be present, but as the saying goes, humankind proposes, but God disposes, and that's how it is for me at present. I would like to congratulate the alumni of Sydney who have worked so hard to make this week happen. Thank you so very much. What a wonderful way to what a wonderful way to celebrate the memories and happiness of younger years. For the sisters who were part of your lives during those years, it is humbling to be honoured and remembered, as you have worked to enable some of us to be with you during this time. It goes without saying that our hearts swell with pride and a deep satisfaction that we have, in a small way, helped each of you to be who you are today, and know that the world is a better place wherever you have been and whatever you have done over the years since leaving the apron strings of our beloved school. May this week be one filled with joy, fired up by renewing friendships, sharing stories and memories, and just being the big family of St. Joseph of Cluny's secondary school. It goes without saying that there are some of us, Sisters of Cluny, who have been part of your journey in sharing school days together, and I am one of those. May this gathering renew the teachings in your hearts that have given you the commitment, love and ambition in life that has enabled you to do a little good in the footsteps of the founders, Blessed Anne-Marie Javouet. And may her spirit remain with you not only this week, but throughout the years ahead. God bless each of you, and know that you are held daily in the love and prayers of all the sisters of St. Joseph of Cluny who have been part of your lives. Signed by Sister Alison McAllister, Provincial Leader. So that's Sister Alison's message. Most of you know that Sister Alison is Karen McAllister Holmes' sister. Karen is one of the hard-working committee. I have a few things to add. Now, apart from Sister Alison, who is not able to be here, there are a number of our sisters, past teachers of St. Joseph's, who, for various reasons, can't be here, and they send their apologies and best wishes for the occasion. So I will just mention them by name. I told them I would do this. There was Sister Genevieve, who was principal for so long, and she, as you know, is still in Suva in Fiji. Other ones with health reasons, Sister Stephen, who is she is in Auckland in the same community as Sister Irene and myself, who are privileged to come. Sister Joseph, who is in retirement in her hometown, Melbourne, but not well enough to come. And Sister Teresa, who is in the Cook Islands. And then also in the Cook Islands, we have Sister Elizabeth Orbiani, as you knew her.
Oh, wow!
She does work for the bishop and is caring for her 97-year-old mother, who is bedridden after a fall. Would have loved to have been here otherwise. And Sister Luciana is in Fiji, looking after 5 beautiful young women who have just begun their time as novices in our congregation, and her responsibilities have kept her back in Fiji. There are also ones who are at a distance. Sister Eileen Immaculata, who is she is in faraway Ireland.
Oh, wow.
And also there is Sister Therese, who is back in India. She worked there for a few years. So I think you've given a clap, I think, for all these sisters who would like to be here. Give them another round of applause, please. Now, I was told I should speak for about 3 minutes, and I think Sister Alison's message used all that up. But I would just like to add a few things on my own behalf and on behalf of the sisters Irene and Sister Anna, who are here. A big, big thank you to the organising committee of this wonderful reunion. A big thank you to all the alumni who contributed in the different countries to finance our trip, our accommodation, our participation, our airfares. That is wonderful, and we thank you for your generosity. Our thanks, before I conclude, also go, of course, to God, from whom all blessings flow, to Blessed Anne Murray, our foundress, without whom none of us would be here this evening, to the founding sisters in Fiji, and I think we have to mention especially Sister Louis, or Mother Louis as we used to call her, who was so instrumental in getting the school to Waimanu Road, and also the other sisters who have worked there and have passed on. So finally, if I've left anyone out, I thank you too. Thank you for all being here tonight, and it's wonderful to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you very much, sister. Well then, now it's my turn. Our sisters of St. Joseph of Cluny, Sister Frances Kelly, Sister Irene and Sister Armand Rosaire. Fellow sisters of the XSJSS alumni, families and friends. In 2016, along with the Sisters of St. Joseph's of Cluny, current students of St. Joseph's Secondary School and the community in Fiji, our XSJSS alumni celebrated the Diamond Jubilee of the school that we all love and remember with fondness. It is also the year where the seed for the Many Paths One Spirit reunion 2018 was sown. Ruth Yee from Canada and several of the alumni from Donald Trump's United States of America asked the question of one of our committee members, why can't the Sydney committee host a reunion for the alumni? That seed germinated when our Honourable Treasurer, Mrs. Pam Devlin, tabled the question at our first committee meeting following the 2016 Diamond Jubilee. And it grew from there. The seedlings of this project sprouted amidst the doubts, the stress, the hurdles, and the many twists and turns that this journey took. However, in saying that, I must admit that there were many fun times along the way too. The seemingly effortless energy and drive, not to mention the financial repercussions to the committee members. Oh, to have a money tree in the backyard would have been nice. Injected into the fundraising events always resulted in shared laughter and kailas, and always around a feast. But isn't that the norm for all of us? We empathise with the Suva alumni for the upteen times that you've walked this road and the great jobs that you've done in Fiji for all of our celebrations that we have back home. Yes, round of applause for our Fiji group. Tonight, our fourth day of the week-long Many Paths One Spirit reunion, I am proud to announce to you all that we have 488 present here at our dinner tonight. This number emphasizes the strength and the bond of the sisterhood that we enjoy, which was born from the teachings and nurturing at the school we attended. It has traveled through time and lasted the distance. The busyness and the contagious excitement in the courtyard of St. Benedict's on Sunday, the creative interjections into the various interpretations of the reunion theme, together with the eruption of laughter, or should I say again, our kailas, as that competitive spirit emerged during the trivia, and the entertainment of the troops from Fiji and the different year groups with Tina Turner rolling down the river on Monday evening, the twin boto on the Sydney Harbour, along with various versions of pole dancing on the waves yesterday. All I can say is watch out, Sydney, there's still more to come. As they say, the evidence is in the pudding. Tonight I am very, very proud at the success that our committee has achieved. And having all of you here tonight, that's just how significant the bond and the sisterhood that we share is. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, also right now, I'd actually like to introduce our committee to you. Very hard-working committee. So come on, ladies of the XSJSS Sydney Committee. I know I'm ad-libbing now. Ladies, if you don't mind, I'll introduce you in my own style, and if you can just step forward and give them a wave, okay? Rosvin Lee, Assistant Chairperson and Coordinator for tonight's event. Rosvin also thought up the theme for this reunion, Many Parts, One Spirit. Karen McAllister, Secretary and Coordinator. Karen is also the coordinator for the Hunter Valley Wine Experience, which is going to be held on the 21st. Pamela Devlin, our Treasurer and Coordinator of our Welcome and Farewell Masses. Kathy Johansson, Assistant Treasurer and Coordinator for the secondary events, which also included the Hunter Valley Wine Tour that was done yesterday, Floriade Trip, which is on the 20th of the 9th, which is tomorrow, and she's also got an ABBA-themed harbour cruise on the 22nd of the 9th. Adela Chan, our honorary alumni and committee member, and if any one of you is studying, she's a great researcher. Helen Black, committee member and coordinator for Floriade Canberra, which is to be done on the 22nd of the 9th. Now, she also composed our theme song, which we sang on Sunday. Yvonne Osborne, committee member and liaison band officer and caterer extraordinaire. Grace Yee, committee member and research officer and negotiator. Carol Woolley, committee member and coordinator of the cruise that rocked the Sydney Harbour yesterday. Also, cake maker extraordinaire. Angela Duckworth, committee member and coordinator of the family picnic day, which is going to be held tomorrow. And we did take in consideration that it's a long night tonight, with lots of happy indulgence. So the picnic doesn't start until 12 o'clock. Amy Chan, committee member and sales rep extraordinaire. Raywin Khan, committee member and our quiet resource provider. And last but not least, Jude Bulatico Slatter, member and web mistress with the mostest. Ladies and gentlemen, I present our committee of the XSJSS Sydney. Thank you, ladies. Photo shoot, hurry up. Say Bulla. Bulla. Thank you. Thanks, Christine. Just before we go on to the next item on our agenda tonight on our program, the ladies will come around to collect the envelopes with the ticket butts for their sweepstakes very shortly. Okay, one of the other things too we needed to do tonight was to actually acknowledge Sister Genevieve. Sister Genevieve, as you all know, celebrated 30 years and was acknowledged for it, 30 years of service to the school. And with that, our committee would like to actually present to Elizabeth Reed Fong a gift for Sister Genevieve, who wasn't able to be here today. Thank you. Can I ask you to come up and say a few words? Good evening, everyone. It is indeed my distinct pleasure to receive the acknowledgement and gift for Sister Genevieve from the St. Joseph alumni of Sydney and this gathering tonight. She said to me, please convey my thanks to the girls. Tell them, enjoy the encounters of the week, and I am with them in spirit. You all know Sister Genevieve, and I was given 2 to 3 minutes to say a few words about her. And I recall an article in the Fiji Times in 1993, which referred to Sister Genevieve as a woman of substance. And I thought that was so appropriate given her contribution to the school. She was recognized by the Fiji government in 1980 when she was awarded the OBE. Now that's saying something. We're recognizing her tonight. She was recognized by our government and our country also. And I'd just like to read out what the citation was when she received that award. It said, although Sister Genevieve has a business teaching commitment, she was always able to find time to devote to the welfare of her students, well beyond the call of duty, end of quote. Sister took her inspiration, as many of you know, from the nuns at the tender age of 18. And by 20, she was in New Zealand with the Sisters of Clooney. She came back and taught at the school, and everything was very comfortable for her. But as she said, the Lord sent a challenge to me and sent me to Savu Savu, to St. Bede's, outside of her comfort zone into a rural co-ed school, where they were challenged with access to educational resources. So those of you who know Sister G, as we call her, she set about rectifying that situation. And one of the first things she did was contact some of her network and design a Christmas card. She sold 40,000 Christmas cards that raked in the money to build school resources. One Diwali, she said, students were off, and it was a really hot day. They came and told her that they had no more water, and they were really thirsty. Now, she was not going to let that lie. She had a Peace Corps staff member. She discussed the matter with him, and he said, sister, we have to do something about this. And that's what they did. They talked with the PWD, Public Works Department. They sought contributions from Fiji Sixers, and they ran the water so that the school till today has running water.
She said, water is the source of life. And before I leave here, I'd like to ensure that they get water. Not to be outdone, she's dealt with the school resources, she's dealt with the water, now about the food in the hostel. All of you, many of you who may have lived in a hostel at home know dal and rice, deep fish and baingan, things like that. So she got together with the agriculture teacher and they set up little farms, farming beans, pumpkin and that kind of thing. And she happened to be away at the time of the first harvest, but she left instructions with the cooks to say, when the first harvest is done, I would like you to cook chop suey for the children. And ever since then, they've been used to chop suey. She was away, but they sent her a note saying, thank you very much, sister, with our first meal of chop suey. She holds the status of being the first school principal, and many of us enjoyed our time with her. She and I have worked with her over the years as a member of PTFA. She sat on our alumni team. And she's also been very much a part of advising in the change of the curriculum. Sister Genevieve has her finger on the pulse of young people. She knows, she reads, and she finds out their challenges. And sometimes she has to deal with the parents, some of whom are alumni. When she says, I think we should do it like this, they say, no, we think in this day and age we should do it like this. But she's very willing to talk and compromise, and she brings to the school a recognition of the school and its status, and of course, underpinning it all is the vision of Anne-Marie Javoué. This is what Sister Genevieve has brought to the school and continues to advise in her position. She never lets us forget what Anne-Marie's vision was, to educate girls, regardless of their background, and to ensure they get the best in life. And I'd just like to share with you what she said. She says, to value your every opportunity that comes your way is her advice to young people. And with those few words, I'd like to say, Vinakabakaleu, Sister Genevieve, and thank you for acknowledging her contribution to each and every one of our lives.
I also got a notice that the Fiji alumni wanted to do a presentation tonight. Ruby? Is Ruby, are you here? So is Ruby coming up or who's... Do you need a few minutes? Oh, is Paulette here? Oh, Paulette. Paulette, you could have... Okay. I'm not quite sure what this is about, but I'll get Paulette to hop up here and say a few words. Remember what we said trivia night? No pushing and shoving, all come up together. Pam and Kathy?
Family and the committee. The Fiji alumni have collected $2,044 AUD to go towards the school and the clothing numbers.
On behalf of the Sydney Committee, thank you so much for your generous offer. We know how difficult it is to raise funds. We experienced that ourselves. So we very much appreciate it. It will no doubt go towards a good cause in the school of Fiji.
Good afternoon, Pam. And thank you very much to the Fiji alumni. Can I get everyone to give them a round of applause, please? And that, I must say, was very unexpected. I greatly appreciate it. The other thing too, before we actually start enjoying ourselves again, I just wanted to say a big vinaka vakalemba to everyone who's actually contributed to the success of our reunion, and especially to the planning. We've had a lot of people donate not only money, but prizes and just about everything that you can think of. And in the programs that we handed out to the alumni, there's a list, there's a thank you list in it. If you bear with me, I can actually just read that out. We take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge all who have supported our Sydney committee and contributed in so many ways towards the planning and the realisation of this week. A big shout out as well to those who preferred to remain anonymous. And there were a few people who did ask to remain anonymous, sorry. It is a week where memories will be relived and shared, and we've seen a lot of that already, and where new memories will be made. We are blessed with the gift of sisterhood. May God bless us all. XSJSS alumni Fiji, New Zealand, USA and Canada. These groups actually contributed to sponsoring our nuns, donating towards their airfares, to their accommodation, and then taking part in all the events that we've planned for them. To Adela Chan, Albert Morell and family, Angela Duckworth, Brenda Johansson, Cassandra Lister, Cheryl Hill of Party Lights, Class of 78, Cynthia Sperling and Dorette Yima, Faye Valvasenidor, Fleur Leon, Father Brian Wilson, Father Peli Gimangima, Grace Yee, the Hausler Family Wines, James Mataitini and the Fiji Sydney Catholic Community Choir, Joyce Edmond, Manaya Pacific Shop, Pacific International Freight, Raymond Khan, Roslyn Lee, Ruby Ayuk, Moneromo, Ruth Yee, and the XSJSS Sydney Committee thanks you all. Now, in the last week as well, after everything was printed, we still received donations. And they actually came from Send Money Pacific, Software Factory Fiji, Cloud App Laboratories in PNG, and I think we have two of the directors for these two companies present here tonight. So thank you very much, everyone. Big round of applause please for our sponsors and our donors. Now what I'm going to do is actually let you all take a break from hearing my voice. Enjoy your meal, we'll party a little bit longer, and once the tickets and the prizes are drawn, we'll be back on stage to announce the winners. So thank you everyone.